So this is my short film review of Going Dutch for UK Film Review, and the film was written and directed by Jack Copland, who also stars in the film. I think he produces as well, very much his film, and he stars alongside Yasmin Behar, and it's a terrific short film set in Holland. Our central character is called Theo or Theo, depending on whether he's talking about his Dutch heritage. And he's gone to stay with his grandparents to get over a particularly nasty breakup. So he's quite upset, and he's kind of like fiddling with his food, breakfast, and looking pretty down in the dumps. And his grandfather suggests that he goes for a walk to the sand dunes, where he can see his problem maybe with a bit of different perspective. So Theo heads out on his bike, and there's this great shot of the camera, like must be in a car or something, trying to keep up with him as he's going towards sand dunes, and he looks a bit kind of erratic, certainly not in the best place. As soon as he gets there, he cracks open a can of beer, and then he wanders off again and sort of sits down somewhere and drinks his beer. And that's the first sort of section of the film. Is we're seeing Theo's sort of struggle to get over what's happened to him with his recent breakup. And then enter Beatrix, again played by Yasmin Behar. She sort of checks on him that he's okay because he's sat alone drinking a can of beer, and they have this quite delightful meet cute, this lovely sort of secluded area. And at first, Theo's a bit confused here. Why is someone offering to help me? And then suddenly he sort of thinks that actually she's quite attractive or something appealing, and she suggests, why don't they go and see Amsterdam? And they head off together on this adventure to Amsterdam, and then we see like a montage, all the sort of usual things that you'd see, of anyone doing that. It kind of looks like a bit of a tourist board sort of montage, and it's great. It's really, suddenly you get in this sort of romantic chapter, and we're seeing these two characters connect, and it's done really, really well. The filmmaking itself is very strong. I'm always hesitant when I see a filmmaker that is wearing so many hats. I sort of think, in particular, if they're directing and starring, because I'm always like, can you actually direct yourself? Do you get the right feedback? And it looks like he did. Jack Copland, it does brilliantly in the film. There's a great chemistry between the two of them, and the scenes don't sort of fall into melodrama. They don't outstay their welcome. It's a very short film. It's only about six minutes, I think. And what's great about that is seeing the quality of the filmmaking also hasn't been diminished. Lots of locations, many of them outdoors. Some fantastic shots, like I mentioned that one with the bike, but there was also another one, like an aerial, must be a drone shot of Theo walking through sort of this wooded area. That was really great. I really enjoyed that. It just lifted the piece, because quite often when we see short films like this, they are done on a budget, and it's totally understandable. They get a static camera set up somewhere, maybe do a few shots, but actually with this, it's very ambitious, and it really came off as a high-end quality production at the end. It's got a lovely balance. Sometimes time frames can be an issue with a story like this. How long do we spend with Theo's sort of drama and his struggle? When do we introduce this new character? How long do we give them? And then where's it going? What's the end? Because that was my worry, was where was this going? I'm not going to spoil the end because I think it's fabulous. But there is something worthwhile sticking around for. And that execution of the elements, having the story sort of almost divided that way, was done perfectly. The only side of things I did pick up on that I potentially would have maybe inserted 30 seconds, 60 seconds of just something about Beatrix. It would have been nice to have maybe a little bit of depth to her character before the big montage, or maybe during the montage, I'm not sure, maybe stop, there's a cafe dinner sequence, I'm not sure, something like that, just to give us a little bit more of her, because I did feel that would have been useful. But the film really is about Theo, and I kind of get that, and also there is an element to not knowing Beatrix's background, which is quite important. So strongly recommend it. So the film is called Going Dutch, and it's got brilliant filmmaking, great performances. It's a real showcase of what can be done in a short film. You don't have to compromise on things, even if you are wearing as many hats as Jack Copland is in this. Let me have a quick look to see if it is available online. I do my best to showcase films if I can, but I don't think it is yet. I think we've got a password protected link, but yeah, you can look it up on IMDb. And yeah, Going Dutch, directed and starring Jack Copland. Yeah, thumbs up.